Hi everyone, so super happy to be here with you today. My name is Florian Thiebault, partner at Artefact. I have the pleasure to be with Coty today, so Pierric, Chief Digital Officer, and my colleague Alexis, partner at Artefact as well. So maybe to start, Pierric, do you want to start by introducing a bit yourself and as well Coty?
Thank you. Okay. Working? Yeah, it's working. Yeah, thank you, Florian, and thank you, everyone. Just after Arthur, it's a hard legacy. We need to be at the right level. So yes, I'm Pierric Duthoit. I'm the CDO of Coty, and Coty, it's a company. We're speaking about a lot of AI company. They are like 2, 3, 5 years old. Coty is 120 years old. 120 years old. What do we do here? Well, Coty, when it started, it was a very innovative company because the perfume, as you know it today, is thanks to Coty, this French guy who invented a lot of things, including the marketing novelties for fragrances. And he invented Rose Jacqueminot, a certain of scents which are really important for the industry. So we are celebrating 120 years, and innovation is at the very heart of what we're doing. That's why also I'm here, because we are with Artefact speaking about innovation. If we go to the next slide. So Coty today, it's not only about fragrances, it's a company in which we have a huge portfolio. And you will see why it's important to underline this, because this is where AI and machine learning will help us to understand what's happening there. So you see we have prestige brands, so maybe you don't know Coty, but then you know Boss, you know Gucci, you know Burberry, the fragrances, the makeup, and this is Coty doing that. But we also have good latest innovations in the skincare world with Orveda, which is biotech skincare, which is really tremendous in the results. And we just launched also Infiniment Coty, which is a fragrance, niche fragrance, with a special technology in it, which helps to keep the fragrance lasting. So you see, innovation is here. Research and development is not yet fully on AI, but still we try to find ways to innovate within what we're doing. So with this huge portfolio of brands, as a chief digital officer, of course, the questions from the people doing marketing is, we want to understand what's happening when we're doing media, we want to understand what's happening on the marketing, and of course, when you're on prestige or when you're on consumer beauty, sometimes the needs are a bit different. But still, you want to build a strong data stack and you want to equip all the marketers with the right elements to understand what's happening. And this is where we start working with Artefact to help us match that. And 2 years ago, we started to work together to try to find ways to do interesting things on this different stack.
Yes, thank you, Pierric. And yes, it's been 2 years already. So I think before speaking about AI, we'll speak a bit about data because there is no AI without data. So I think with Coty on the last 2 years, we work a lot on all their, I would say, data stack and data marketing internalization of the stack. So work on the media stack ownership, so implementing the Google marketing platform stack in order to have the ownership of the data, collect all this data coming from all the digital signals, and then have drive media efficiency. Then we continue with cloud implementation, to implement Google Cloud Platform, to put all this data inside the cloud, centralize it, and start stocking it in order to drive data-powered activation, so creating smart segmentation, coming from all the different brands, driving media efficiency, more sales, And then, what we started to do a few months ago already is to build AI-powered analytics. So AI-powered analytics to have better understanding of consumer behaviors, what works, what doesn't work in terms of activations, better analytics as well, and last but not least, I think which is super important for us into that program together with Coty is to drive adoption as well. So to build all this piece of technology in order to drive adoption. So to drive adoption over the brands, over the markets, and making sure that all the products that we implement, that we build, are used by the business. So today, I think we'll focus more on some of the AI-powered analytics that we've built, and particularly one, and I think I will let Alexis introduce it.
Yeah, absolutely, Florian. So this ATA product that we wanted to present to you this morning It's a product that is, in fact, being plugged on an existing dashboard that Coty has been running for a couple of months by the name of the Love Brand Building Dashboard. And by the name, you can guess that it's for marketeers. It's for marketeers to keep track of brand metrics and brand health across social, across search. It's a very vast and very rich set of dashboards. So imagine you are a marketeer in a given country of Coty. You probably have 5 to 6 brands under your remit. And you have this amazing dashboard, very deep. We spare you the rest of the KPI that you can play with to analyze your brand. Nevertheless, because of the depth and the richness of these dashboards, there are a couple of challenges ahead for the marketers to really discover insights through this.
Yes, so, you know, all the marketers are not data analysts, and that is one of the complexity. And what was frustrating with many dashboards is that you have the raw data, and it was hard to get the right analytics and the right insights to act on that. So we worked with Artefact to crack this code of brand building, on trying to understand what are the connections and the insights between all these KPIs to have concrete actions for the marketers behind, and they could act on it. So, you know, we're speaking about AI, machine learning, it's been there for ages, and yes, it is not the Gen AI sexy image you have, but this is when we're speaking about productivity gains, this is what we're doing. This is exactly where you have your people spending less time searching for the data and analyzing the data with the right insight. So you see all the 4 questions that we have, and this is how we are training our teams internally to use these love brand building dashboards. Because today, you know, if you speak with Google, Meta, you're buying media, they give this media view, but they never give you the organic view of what you're doing. So we wanted to make sure that we have in one dashboard all the answers to these questions, and they are linked intelligently. And this is how Artefact helps us to do these connections with the right monitoring behind, so we can take actions to get the better ROI on what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So the brief that we gave to the Artefact data scientist was twofold. First question is, can you help me identify which KPI are the most important to focus on? There are 40 KPIs and more in this dashboard. I want to understand which KPI can predict sales, because love is about sales at the end of the day, and consumer engagement and excitement around the brand, the love part of it. That was the first question. Okay, help me understand the causality link between this KPI and what's going to happen bottom line in my business. First question. Second question is, how fast will this happen? Because it's cool, I'm a marketeer, I need to update my marketing plans, I need to check if my content strategy is working. If this KPI is going to impact me in 2 weeks or in 2 months, the story is completely different. So I see this small, new, cool beauty brand that's starting to pop up with influencers, with social. Are they gonna eat my revenues in 1 month, in 2 weeks? So the sense of emergency is extremely important. And the last piece of the brief was, of course, please make it simple, light touch, cheap, and scalable immediately. So we retrieved 3 years of data, and what we did was very light touch indeed. What you see on the screen here is we're just adding 2 small icons to every KPI. You have the heart, you have the dollars. And when you hover with your mouse on it, it pops up two items for marketers. First thing it tells you is what's the intensity of causality with revenues or share of positive comments. So is it high, is it medium, is it low? If it's low, maybe I'm not too interested, okay? And it gives you also a sense of in how many weeks is it going to impact my sales or impact my brand preference. And this, it gives you this on Coty brands, but also beyond.
Yes, because of course, you know, to understand this causality and be able to react in this very agile market, we wanted to also get the maximum visibility on what we are able to capture about our competitors. So in these dashboards, we also have a view on the competition, so we can position ourselves, getting the right benchmarks based on what we want and what we see as benchmarks. Again, remember that at Coty, we have a huge portfolio in makeup, fragrance, prestige, consumer beauty. So there's a lot of complexity behind that, and the advocacy indicators, all these elements are very different to capture. So we needed this intelligence, because what you could see on the prestige brand in terms of causality for a competitor and the timing will be different than a consumer beauty one, where you have to be, for makeup, much more reactive because the way they operate is different. So this is where they helped us really to transform our way to look at the competition and to act on the right KPIs behind within the industry, which has a lot of transformation also behind that, but this started with that.
So the dashboard you just seen are, the BI piece of the story. There is also a discovery side of it. So we don't want to, draw you in numbers, but what you just need to take away from here is the lower the numbers, the higher the causality. And what's interesting to see is, okay, again, you have 5-6 brands to manage in your remit in a country, but each brand is behaving differently. And either you do it by intuition, or you're trying to extract data, run correlation, or you get back to this figure. And we see very clearly in this example, you have one brand, the Coty brand in the UK. You can do whatever you want with the number of activated influencers. It's not going to move the needle. Their competitor, on the opposite, are extremely sensitive to influencer. Maybe because it's a new brand, maybe it's a digital native brand with a set of influencers. But if you apply the same KPI framework and you read the dashboard the same way, for this Coty brand and this competitor, you completely miss the way brands are being built in real life. Same story across geographies. So you see some country, some brands pretty much exposed to organic influence, some absolutely not. And again, you have the same dashboard. So here it allows you to capture with number and not just intuition how different brands progressively build their brand equity in social and search.
And so now what's next,
That's the nicest slide.
Yes.
Easy to understand, like super friendly.
This is a bit the tech slide of the presentation. So what's next? I think two things. One is, how do we integrate multiple levers? How do we understand how multiple levers are integrating together, and what is the causal impact of one level on one level until another, until the sales at the end. That's the first thing that we are going to work on with causality models in order to understand better this causality between different levers to the advocacy and to the sales. And second, as you see into the numbers, is to become even more predictive, to understand even better the predictive power of different, I would say, metrics that we can have, and to understand what precise impact it will have on the sales in order to react on what is doing a competitor, in order to react on how your marketing is efficient or not into your sales.
And you see, my dream is the following one. I mean, if we look at further, I would love the people in the markets or in the brands to ask with natural language in the system, can you give me what are the latest top SKUs and what made them successful if I look at my marketing mix? And based on all this data, it generates you what you want to get. And I think, we can't get there unless we go through all this journey of building and understanding each of the steps of these causalities, the cleanliness of the data stack and what we have to go there. And we are having discussion with Artefact on how we can go further to make these dashboards even more natural and friendly. So for the marketers, it's just like super easy to go through, and we speak their language. And thanks to the LLMs, hopefully we will get there.
Yes, I think we should get there in the future, and we'll work on it. Thanks a lot, everyone, and happy to answer any question, after the presentation.
Thank you, everyone.